Welcome. Hello. My name is Amy Sullivan, and with Aspire Zen, I'm a health and nutrition coach as well as a yoga teacher, and you are here for Hatha Vinyasa Flow, and it is amazing to see you. Today we're going to be focusing a lot into our hamstrings as well as our shoulders. So if you may want a prop today. Props are never required, but if you have them, I like to think of them as just special assistance. So hello, Jules, it's great to see you. You may want to block today. You may also want a cushion for our first pose. Good morning, Brianna, nice to see you too. You also might want cushions. We're going to start today in Supta Baddha Konasana. So basically, that is where you're going to put, I'll show you the feet part first, and then we're going to lie down. So we're going to be lying on our backs, but just so you can see what's going on from this angle, you're bringing the soles of your feet together, but a little wider out, then you're going to lie down. So as you lie down, as you can see, my knees are a little bit lifted. And especially if it's early in the morning or you're getting warmed up, that can cause a little sensation that's not the greatest. So if that is happening for you, you can welcome to roll up a blanket, use a little couch cushion, something like that, and just shove it underneath your thigh, just to give a little grounding and cushioning, just to bring the ground up to meet you, basically. So that's what we're looking for. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see all my lovely friends here today. Happy Saturday to you. So we're coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet are together. Your knees are spread wide apart. You're coming reclined down on your mat. And if you're feeling sensation, you are looking to open through your inner groin, your inner thighs. But if that's feeling pretty stiff in the knees, shove a little blanket under your knee or a towel or a something to give you a little cushion. And then with your hands, I invite you to put one hand on your belly, doesn't matter which one, and then the other hand on your heart. And then maybe close your eyes. And just take a moment to center in, to arrive here on your mat, in this moment, in this space. Just notice the rise and fall of your belly and your chest as you breathe in and out. Yoga means union. It's one of its definitions. And today we're going to be focusing on connection, that union, the union with you, within yourself, union and connection with your breath, into your body, into its movements. And so as you connect inward and focus, begin to focus on that breath, start to lengthen your breath, lengthen your inhales and your exhales, start to fill your belly up with air as you inhale, followed by your chest. And then feel the sternum, your shoulder bones get into the party too on that inhale. And then as you exhale, same thing, let the breath out from your belly and your chest, releasing it in the shoulders as well. Get all the air out. Another deep breath in, belly, chest, sternum, and exhale, belly, chest, sternum. One more time. And deep exhale. Beautiful. And flutter your eyes open if they are closed. Take your hands to the outsides of each thigh and then close your knees upward like you're closing a book. Let your hands guide your knees to protect your back. And then adjust to make sure that your lower back is not too lifted off the floor. You want a neutral spine. So there's a little bit of a slot in there, but not a big one. For me, I'm a little sway backed, so I end up with a big one pretty fast. So it's good to adjust and find that nice flat neutral spine. And then bring your right knee into your chest. Give it a little hug, a little squeeze. Your left knee can be bent with your foot on the mat. Yeah, you got it. And then extend your right leg up, straighten it. It's okay to have it a little bent. And then find a spot along your leg with your hands. We're gonna give it a little hamstring stretch. So maybe you walk your hands up to your calf and then flex through your right foot, your lifted foot. And use your hands to gently pull that leg towards you. As you're pulling it towards you, I want you to also think about the sensation of drawing the foot down into the hip socket. So feeling that sensation, it's like your foot's being pressed down into the mat as you pull forward. Flex through that foot. And then if this is feeling a-okay and easy, maybe you extend your left leg out. Again, we're just warming up, so that knee, the left knee can be bent or out. If it's out, I want you to also feel the sensation on the left side of the thigh pressing down into the mat. So we're getting really opening, like kind of like we're heading towards a splits, if you will. And then breathe, use that breath into any of the tight crevices of pockets of tension that might be holding in there. Your breath can help release those. And then if you have your left leg straightened, please bend it, bring it back up, place your left foot on the ground, bend through your right knee now and place your ankle onto your left knee. Press your right knee away from your face. You're now in a figure 4. Yes, you got it. And you might stay here if you're feeling a nice opening through your right hip here, or grab onto the back of your left leg, pull both knees into your chest. As you press your tailbone down into the mat, so you should feel a nice little stretch along your hip, and then allow for a gentle rocking side to side. And just notice, take an opportunity to feel how as you gently sway side to side, the subtle nuances of that muscle, maybe there's places that are tight or places that are more loose, just noticing. It's waking up into your hips. And then come back to stillness. Bring your left foot down, uncross your legs. Let's do the other side now. So keeping your right knee bent and foot on the ground. Hug your left knee into your chest. Real quick, just give that a little hug and a squeeze. And then extend your left leg up to the sky. Maybe it's a little bent, that's fine. And then walk your hands up your left leg. Find that sweet spot. Maybe it's your ankle, maybe it's your calf. Flex through the lifted foot. And then start to draw the leg down into your hip socket and then maybe a little bit towards your face. This looks great, everyone. And then if it feels okay to you, you're free to extend your right leg down as well, taking note to press that right thigh down into the mat. And come back to your breath. There are 8 limbs in yoga that the yogis discuss and practice. We're doing asana, that's the movements, but we're also doing many other parts. The pranayama is the breath. We're also doing some other things like non-attachment to different poses, or letting go of the self, focusing inward. Many elements to this practice. All right, and bend your right knee back onto the mat, foot on the mat, and then cross your left ankle over the right knee. Find your figure 4 on the other side. Draw your knees in towards your chest as you press your tailbone down into the mat. And then again, sway side to side, just gently, just noticing how things are feeling on this side. And take note, it might feel different on this side than it did on the other one. It's pretty normal. Opening up through our hips. Beautiful job. And come back to stillness, come back to center. Draw your legs down, uncross them. And then we're gonna come up to all fours to tabletop. You can choose how you wanna get there. You could rock and roll if you're feeling pretty active today, or you can roll to your side of choice and press up. So come up to a seat, swing your legs around, and find your way into a tabletop here. Actually, I'm gonna head this direction. So from here, your feet are hips width apart. Your knees are aligned underneath your hips. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Your hands are out like a nice bright shining star. Knit your abs in towards your spine. Beautiful job. And let's start with a few cat-cows to warm up the spine. So inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down, lift your hips up. Shine your heart forward as you squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look up. And exhale, cat pose. Tuck your chin, tuck your pelvis, lift your belly up toward the sky, spread across your shoulder blades and your back body. Let's flow with that a few times. Inhale, cow, come forward. Exhale, cat, tuck and round. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, tuck and round. Beautiful job. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine now. Bring your right hand slightly in toward the center of the mat. Make sure your fingers are spread nice and wide. Inhale, your left hand comes in. Inhale your right arm up to the sky. Shine your heart out. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand back down and through. Weave it in through your left arm. Bring your shoulder down to the ground. Yes, Ram, that looks beautiful. And then maybe you take this left arm and bring it around your body. Maybe it lands on your hip. Maybe you get a whole half bind here and it finds that thigh on the right side. If you're like, no, my shoulders don't think so today, it's just fine to bring it on your hip or even have it down placed on the mat. Many variations. Always listen to your body first. It is the ultimate teacher. And if you do have the bind, please unravel, come back to the mat, press your left hand into the mat, press yourself back up, open up just for a moment, lift the right arm back up in the sky, and exhale, place it down. Let's do the other side. So now bring your right hand toward the center of your mat, fingers spread nice and wide. Inhale your left arm up, shine your heart out, and exhale, weave it through. Drop your left shoulder down to the mat. And then once again, if it feels good to you, lift your right hand up. Maybe it lands on your hip. Maybe it wraps around to find a half bind on the other side, tucking into your left thigh. And take an opportunity here to connect back in with your breath. Breathe into your back body, into your side body. Take a nice deep inhale. Feel the backs of your lungs inhale. The ribs expand. And exhale just as deep. If you are up in a bind with your right arm, lift it up. Bring it back down to the mat. Press in, press up. Unwind in through with the left arm. Lift it up for just a moment. And then exhale, bring it down. Beautiful job. Bring your big toes to touch. Spread your knees apart. And exhale, child's pose. Bring your hips over your heels. Allow your forehead to come resting down on the mat. Extend your fingers out in front of you. Nice and long, elongate through your spine. And take a moment here to connect back in with you. To that concept of connection that you can simultaneously be going within during your yoga practice and also connecting with your yoga community at the same time. Also know that you have this pose available to you or any other modification you need to take today. Please listen to your body, take care of yourself. You can rest in child's pose or any other pose at any point. And with that, my friends, press up, tabletop. Separate your toes and then tuck your toes. Take a peek down at your hands and make sure your pointer finger is parallel to the long sides of your mat. Or maybe you even turn your fingers out just a touch. That's going to protect your wrists. And then lift up, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Rise up high and start to walk your dog, just bending one knee as you straighten the other. Warm up the backs of your thighs. Press down evenly through your hands, sending weight into the ball mound of the pinky and the thumb. Then shoot that energy up through your arms. Rotate your armpits toward one another. Send your chest toward your thighs and send your tailbone toward the sky. Find stillness in your legs now. It's fine to have your knees as bent as they need to be. Focus more. If you have to choose between heels on the floor or long, straight spine, choose long, straight spine. You can bend your knees as much as you need. And now inhale, come to the balls of your feet. Slightly bend your knees, look forward. And on your exhale, step to the top of your mat. Maybe it's 1 or 2 big steps. Find ragdoll pose. Bring your feet hips width apart. You can again bend your knees as much as you need to. You can even rest your belly on your thighs if that is available to you and feels good. Grab onto opposite elbows. And start to sway gently back and forth, perhaps. Maybe you nod your head yes and no. Just let gravity help you and assist you in lengthening and opening through your spine this morning. And then release your hands down and press into your feet as you tuck your pelvis and start to roll up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae. Your head will be the last thing to arrive. Roll your shoulders back and down. And here we are, standing up. Good morning or good afternoon. Welcome once again. So we're gonna open through our shoulders just a little bit, but let's get our feet in line first. So you can choose if you wanna have them hips width apart, that'll give you a little more stability, or you can bring your big toes to touch. Either way, I want you to lift your toes up off the mat and feel when you did that you pressed down evenly through all four corners of your feet. You can imagine them as little square. You also fired up your thighs. So the thighs are lifting, feet are down. That's your good, strong mountain pose base. Now lower your toes, but keep all that leg and foot action. So from there, interlace your hands, flip your palms away from your body. Yes, beautiful. And we'll start, I'll show you the side pose. Let's start just by pressing out in front. So you feel it opening through your shoulders back here. You can actually even curve your spine a little bit. Our goal here is to open through the back body, through the back scapular muscle. Beautiful job. Now inhale, rise up. Take that curve out of your spine. Bring your hands above your head, maybe even look up. Gorgeous. Exhale, press down with your feet, side bend to the right, same arms. Send your hips out to the left as you press down with your feet, kind of coming up and over with your torso. Yes, beautiful. Inhale, back up. Let's do the other side. Feel a squaring off of your shoulders. And rise back up and release it down. So we're gonna go into our shoulders in one more pose called reverse prayer, reverse namaste. This may or may not be available to you for everyone. So I'm gonna show you a couple different options so here's namaste or prayer pose. We're gonna do this behind the back. So this is option one. You're gonna start by rotating your shoulders inward. So we're opening across your shoulder blades. Hands come around and try to bring the fingers to touch, and then bring your hands to prayer, and then maybe your elbows bend, they lift up and actually press into your spine. So that's what we're looking for. Again, same strong mountain legs. If this is unavailable to you, no big deal. You can grab onto opposite elbows or maybe even opposite wrists. So it's the same action. So maybe you're, here I'll come a little closer. So maybe you're here grabbing onto opposite wrists. Your shoulders are still kind of rolled forward. Maybe you're a little closer, elbow to elbow, or perhaps you're in prayer pose in the back. And if you're in prayer pose, that's when you can press into your upper spine with your hands. Engage your abs wherever you are. Beautiful. I know I'm twirling all around. I just want to make sure you guys can see. And release it down, shake it out. You guys did it. Beautiful job. And come to the top of your mat if you are not there already. Choose big toes to touch or feet hips width apart. Find those nice strong mountain pose legs and inhale, full mountain pose. Lift your fingertips up. Press down through your feet as you lift up through your spine. Palms face toward one another. Beautiful. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Let your heart lead the way as you bow forward. Maybe your hands are at your heart as you come down. Bend your knees as much as you need. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Hang out here for a few breaths. Bring your hands to your shins, or maybe you bring them to your thighs. You're looking to create a parallel with your torso to the floor, and send your shoulder blades down your spine towards your tailbone. Inhale as you grow even longer from the crown of your head to your tailbone, and exhale, forward fold once again. Plant your palms, and now step back into a high plank pose. Option to come down to your knees. Either way, So maybe you're like so, and you're kind of forward with your shoulders over your wrists once again, or you're up with your legs still, shoulders over wrists. Either way, cinch your abs in towards your spine and roll your inner thighs upward toward the sky. Flex through your feet. Rotate your armpits in toward one another. Beautiful job. Inhale, come slightly forward. And then exhale, lower halfway down. Keep your elbows in as you lower. And then drag your hands backwards even though they're not moving. Pull your chest forward. Roll your feet over. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look up. Now you're in upward facing dog. Maybe your knees and thighs are down. Maybe they're up. Beautiful. Inhale here. And exhale, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. So that little flow right there, friends, from high plank, bending halfway, coming forward through, inhale, upward facing, exhale, downward facing. That is a vinyasa. So you will have opportunities to do that a few times today, or you can skip it anytime you want and go straight to down dog, all right? So from there, inhale your right leg high, bring it up. And exhale, bring it through. Low lunge, right leg and fan, and bring your back foot, knee down, back knee down, untuck your back toes, there we go. Inhale, low crescent. So from here in your low crescent, you're looking for a little opening through the front left hip. So you should feel a little stretch here. You can start by tucking your pelvis, lifting through the belly. The tendency is to dump into your low spine. So you want to lift up and lengthen through here. If you're still not feeling any sensation in the front of the thigh, just send your foot forward, your right foot forward just a little bit. So you should feel a nice stretch here, but a lengthening here as well. And then lift your arms up. And bend through your left elbow, send it behind your back. Allow your right hand, here I'll shift so you can see my arms. So left elbow's behind your back, right hand is on the elbow to help guide it down your spine. So here we are in a lunge, opening also through the tricep muscle. Inhale, grow longer through your spine, and exhale, just a tiny side bend toward the right, toward the front knee side. That should enhance that stretch. And maybe you only moved a centimeter, like barely at all, but you're feeling it. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up, release your arms, lift them up to the sky. And then exhale, low lunge, plant your palms around to frame around your front foot. If you have blocks, you might want them here, but you don't need them. If you do have them or want to try them, put them along your leg. And then inhale, come into a half splits. Just send your hips back, flex through your front foot. You can keep a little bend in your knee, and maybe you put your hands on blocks. If you don't have blocks, no biggie. You can tense your fingertips up. They're really just there for stability more than really weight bearing. So just don't go back that far if you don't have the blocks. So everyone inhale. Heart up, halfway lift to straighten through your spine. And then as you exhale, hinge at your hips and fold over your thigh. So we're looking to keep your spine relatively straight. And maybe this front leg is still pretty bent. Just a little opening through your hamstring, just like we did at the very beginning when we were lying on our backs, holding on to the lifted leg. This is the same move, we're just upside down basically. And now we're gonna flow with that. We're gonna come forward and back. So inhale, come forward, bend your front knee, shift your hips forward. Exhale, straighten your front knee, shift your hips back. Yes, inhale, come forward, you got it. Exhale, shift your hips back. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, shift your hips back. Beautiful job. Inhale, come forward. Plant your palms now firmly. Untuck the back toes and lift the back knees. So now you're in a upward low lunge. Beautiful. Inhale here. And exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Option to come through a vinyasa if you want. That'd be inhale, come forward. Lower halfway down, press through. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Gorgeous. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg high. Three-legged dog this side. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left leg through. Drop your back knee down once again. Untuck your back toes. Inhale, lift up. Low crescent on this side. Once again, look for that tuck in the pelvis. Lift through the belly to elongate through your spine. Feel the nice stretch here on the front of the thigh. Maybe you walk this foot forward, maybe not. Maybe you feel it here already. And then lift your arms up. Bend your right elbow this time. Send it behind your head. Use your left hand to guide the elbow down. You should feel a nice stretch along your tricep here. And then if it's available to you, inhale, grow taller. Exhale, do a little side stretch, bending towards your left. Breathe in here. Nice big exhale. Inhale, come back up, unwind your arms. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your palms on either side of your front foot. And then we're gonna shift into that half splits. So send your hips back as you start to straighten your legs. Maybe the hands come onto the blocks again. Maybe you tense your fingers. Inhale, come halfway lifted, straighten through your spine. And then as you exhale, send, it's almost like your foot is being shoved back into your hip, just like we did when we were lying down, as you drape your body over your quadricep. And you're flex through your front foot, and you really draw this pinky toe of your front foot back towards your hip. So maybe even grab onto it with your hand. Just getting a nice stretch through your hamstring. You got it. Now let's flow back and forth. Inhale, low lunge, bring your hips forward, bend through your front knee. Exhale, straighten your legs, send your hips back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. This is the last time. Inhale, forward. Lift your back knee up off the ground. And exhale, forward fold. Step your back foot up to meet with your front foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose. Fingertips to the sky, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. You did it, beautiful. Moving on from here, you're going to step your right foot back. Fan the right foot out 45 degrees. Your left foot is facing forward. And now press down through the outer knife edge of your right foot, the back foot. Press into the heel of the front foot with your weight, and then start to bend your front knee. Yes, you got it. Coming into a warrior two. So when you're ready, shine your heart out toward the side, and I'm gonna open up your arms. That looks beautiful, everyone. So look down at your front knee at first and look to see that the knee is A, not over the ankle. If it is, widen your stance. And B, rotate your front thigh outwards so you see that knee trending with the second and third toe. And then gaze over your left fingertips. Beautiful job. Inhale here. Exhale, extended side angle. Start to reach out in front of you to the left, tucking at your hips, and we can go no further. Tick-tock your arms to 6 and 12. Left arm comes down, right arm comes up. Shine your heart out. And press into the front thigh with your lower arm to really open through your hips. This looks beautiful. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your front leg. Use your abs to lift you up, and then swap your arms. So now your left arm is up, right arm is down. Maybe you take that bind once again with the back arm, wrap it around. Yes. Inhale here. And exhale, unwind. Bring your arms back to center. We're gonna go into triangle pose. You probably have a wide stance here, so shorten your stance just a little bit. It's gonna make your life a lot easier. If you have a block, you might wanna put it either inside the front foot or outside. Your choice. If you don't worry about it. And bring your arms out. So again, back foot at 45 degrees, front foot facing toward the front, arms out. Looks gorgeous. Look over your left fingertips. Inhale here. Exhale, reach in front of you, tilt your pelvis forward. And then when you can go no further, tuck your arms down once again. And the lower arm will find maybe a leg, maybe it finds a thigh, maybe it finds a shin, maybe it finds a block. Shine your heart out once again. We were just here in extended side angle, but now our front leg is straight. And shift the weight into the ball of your front foot. Keep a little micro bend in your front knee. Everyone looks great. Keep stamping down into the outer knife edge of the back foot. Keep shining your heart out. Connect back with your breath. Breathe here. Beautiful job. Press down through both your feet. Use your legs and abs to lift you back up. Arms out. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your hips and shift toward the wide edge of your mat. So now your toes are out, heels are in, your legs are still wide. Give them a little shake for a second. Just loosen everything up. And we're gonna do a forward fold from here. Again, if you wanna block in front, you can do it here. And inhale, arms out. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bend your knees if you need to, and bow forward. Find a forward fold. Maybe you grab a block. Maybe if you have a chair or a couch nearby, you put your hands there, keeping a flatter back, hinging from your hips. Micro bend in your knees, weight in the balls of your feet. This is called Prasarita. Just feeling a nice little hamstring stretch. We're getting really deep into the backs of your legs today. Beautiful job. Inhale, come halfway up. Press into the balls of your feet. Flex through your thighs as you bring your hands to your hips. And then on your next inhale, rise all the way up. So strong, I love it. All right, let's do the other side. So shift your right or your left foot, bring it in 45 degrees, and then rotate your entire right leg around to the other side of your mat. So now your toes are facing parallel to the mat. Beautiful job. Finding that nice stance here. Start to bend through your front leg. Find your warrior legs. Again, rotate this right thigh, the front thigh out, so the knee's in line with the second and third toe. As you press down through the outer edge of the back foot to find that opening through your hips, bring your arms out, gaze over your right fingertips, and then find that connection with your breath. Find that connection within to your body. Inhale here. Exhale, extended side angle. Start to reach out in front of you to the right as you tilt your hips forward. And then exhale, bring your right arm down, left arm up. Shine your heart out once again. Press into the inner thigh to open through the hips even more. So strong. We're getting deep into the legs today. We hold a lot of tension in our hips and our back of our legs, so we're gonna loosen some of that up and release it out. Beautiful job. Keep your feet the same. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your leg. Swap your arms. And then come back up. Walk your stance in just a little bit for full triangle. If you have that block and you used it on the other side, place it next to your foot. So again, front foot is facing forward. Back foot's 45 degrees. Arms come out. Inhale here. Exhale, extend out in front as you tilt your pelvis, and then bring your arms down. Right hand finds maybe a thigh, maybe a shin. Your heart shines out. Your left arm lifts. Lift your left arm. Yes, beautiful. Send the weight into the ball of your front foot. So strong, everyone. One more inhale here. And exhale, come on up. Press down with your feet, legs and abs get you there. Bring your hands to your hips. Shake it out and bring your feet together. You can move that block out of the way if you have it. Now, option to have feet together again or hips width. I find for this one, we're going into chair pose, that it's easier for me to have feet together because we're gonna zipper our thighs together. So you decide. Inhale, chair pose. Send your hips back, bend your knees. Move the weight into the heels of your feet. So that's your legs. Again, slight tuck in the pelvis, lift through the navel, lift your chest up. Squeeze your shoulder blades slightly together, lift your arms up. Rotate your armpits toward one another. Knit your abs in toward your spine. Beautiful job. Inhale, sink a little lower. Exhale, come on up, straighten your legs. Shake it out, you did it. Beautiful. We're gonna add in a little twisting balance to that with an eagle pose. So taking that same chair base, we're gonna start with our arms. So inhale, your arms out. Exhale, bring your right arm under, left arm over, make a little X. And then bring your right thumb to your nose, like so. Wrap your left hand around and clap your hands. And if this is not available to you this morning, grab onto opposite shoulders, okay? So you found your eagle arms. Inhale, sink into your chair. Bending your knees, send your hips back, beautiful. Now shift all the weight into your left leg, wrap your outer left hip in, and and then lift your right heel off the ground. Maybe you hang out here today, or perhaps you cross your right leg over your left and squeeze your thighs together. Beautiful. Amazing focus, everyone. Again, we're opening through our shoulders, squeezing, twisting. One more breath. Inhale here. Exhale, rise up, unwind, arms and legs, shake it out. Practicing non-attachment. Whatever happened on that side is all over. Time to move on to the other side. So let's start with our arms once again. Inhale, arms out. Bring your left arm under this time, right arm over. Make that X once again. This time your left thumb comes to your nose. You don't have to touch your nose and do this. I just think it's more fun that way. And then you wrap your hand back around. Clap your hands, or again, opposite shoulders. Now you've got your hands. Inhale, chair pose. Shift the weight into the right side this time. Wrap your outer right hip in, fire up that hamstring and glute. Lift your left heel, and then cross your left leg over your right. Squeeze your thighs together. Brilliant focus, team. You look beautiful. Pro tip on maintaining steadiness is to find something to focus on, your gaze, your dristi, that does not move, that's slightly out in front of you. And focus there. So strong, everyone. Inhale here. And exhale, unwind, unravel. And just shake it out, you did it. Gorgeous. Okay, we are going to come back to the top of your mat. Again, you might want to block. So before we go into it, remembering those arms we took at the beginning where you either did reverse prayer or you grabbed onto opposite wrists or opposite elbows. So remember that. That's going to be an option to you in about 3 poses. But starting at the front of your mat, or you can skip it all and use the blocks and come forward with your arms. So you are welcome to decide what feels best for you today. But we are going to start back in a chair. So inhale, chair pose. Squeeze your thighs together, hips back, bend your knees. Send the weight into your heels, lift your arms up. Inhale here, bring your hands down to your hips. Now you have the option to step your legs straight back to those warrior legs, or you can go through a little balance here. So from chair, you're gonna shift the weight into your left heel, into your left hip. Lift the right heel up. And then if you're going through the balance series, inhale, 3-legged mountain. Lift your right leg high, bend your right knee, lift it up, flex your right foot. Exhale, warrior 3. Kick your right foot back as you bring your torso forward, kicking it back, abs into your spine. Lean forward, a little balance opportunity. Maybe your hands come into prayer. Maybe they're out in front of you if you're not gonna hit a wall like me. And then when you're ready, exhale, step your left foot back. Woo. And maybe you fall, it's all good, it's yoga. And then find those same warrior 2 legs you had before. So the back foot's 45 degrees in. The front foot's forward. You bend through the front knee. And so now we're gonna inhale to warrior 1. So your feet are the same as they were before, but this time your hips are facing forward, your chest is facing forward. And then you rise your arms up. So it's a slight difference in the top of your body, but your same legs. And now you should start to feel a little bit more opening through the front of the hip, the side. Yes, everyone looks great. Inhale here. And then exhale, bring your hands to your hips for a moment. Straighten through the front leg. Inhale here. Exhale, bend. Let's flow a few times. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And inhale, straighten. Beautiful. Take a little step in. Now we're gonna go into pyramid pose, kind of like triangle, but we're facing forward with our chest. So again, 45 degrees back foot, front foot forward. Maybe your blocks come here. So I'll show you a few different options. So pyramid pose, you're facing forward, you're gonna hinge at your hips and come forward, keeping your back straight, your abs in. And you're looking to fold over your front leg, just like we've been doing all class. Maybe your hands come to blocks here or the ground. So this is one option. Or you can do one of those snazzy hands behind you. So maybe it's that reverse namaste, grabbing onto shoulders or ankles. So you choose your adventure. Make sure your hips are forward. Bring the weight into the ball of the front foot, the outer edge of the back foot. Find your hand position. Inhale, bring your chest up. Knit your abs in towards your spine. Exhale, start to hinge at your hips. Shove your left thigh into your left hip. Hinge from your hips. Micro bend in your front knee as you come forward. Keep that back flat. If you're starting to round your back, back it up. Don't go down as far. And come back to your breath. Focus in on you, focus in on the subtle nuances, the strength that is coming from you, knowing that you can do this, that you are so strong and so capable. Beautiful job. Bend through your front knee. And then inhale, come back to up to warrior one. Release your hands, bring them back up. Yes, rising up slowly looks great, you guys. Still looking forward. And then we're gonna step back up to mountain pose. If you wanna go through warrior three and balance, you can. Otherwise, step your back foot to meet your front foot. Or for balance, kick your back foot up as you bend your torso forward, flex through that foot. Warrior three. And then come back up, mountain pose. Yes, beautiful balance, you guys. I love it. And when you find mountain, you're ready to shake it out. You got it, Ram. It looks good. If you use blocks on the other side, move them over to this side. We're gonna do the other side, starting with chair pose. This time, shift the weight into your right foot. Wrap the outer right hip in. Lift the left heel. And bring your hands down to your hips to find that balance place. And then you can again step right back, or you can go through the balance series. So balance series is inhale, three-legged mountain, lift your arms up. Whoops. Flex through the lifted foot. Exhale, warrior three. Tilt your torso forward, kick your left leg back, knit your abs in towards your spine. Play with that balance. So strong, flex through the lifted foot. And then step back. When you are ready, see, sometimes one side's less balanced than the other. For me, it's apparently this side today. It's all good. And so find your warrior two legs again. Send the weight into the heel of the front foot, bend through the front knee, rotate that thigh out so the knee's with the second and third toe. Outer foot is 45 degrees in, weight in the back outer knife edge. Beautiful. Shine your hips and chest toward the front. Lift your arms up. You have found warrior one. And just feel into that, breathe into that. If you're feeling a dumping in your spine, tuck your tailbone, lift through your belly, rotate your armpits toward one another. Beautiful job. And bring your hands down to heart center. Inhale, straighten your front knee. We're gonna flow back and forth. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, you look great. One more time with the flow. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Beautiful job. And now choose your hand variation that you chose on the other side. Take a little step forward with the back foot to shorten your stance. Great job. And then choose your hands. Recheck your feet. Press the weight into the outer knife edge of the back foot, the ball of the front foot, a micro bend through your front knee. Shine your heart and chest forward. Engage your abs, send them up towards your spine. Inhale here, look up. Exhale, bow forward, hinge at your hips. Send your right hip back and your left hip forward as you start to bow down. Or maybe your hands find blocks, maybe they're behind you. Just keep imagining rolling your torso down over your thigh. Keep the micro bend in your front knee, weight in the ball of your front foot. Use your legs, pressing down with your feet to fire up your thighs. That's gonna keep you strong and stable. Connect into your breath once again. One more breath here. And then bend through your front knee. Press down through both feet. Use your legs and abs to lift you back up. Release your hands. You did it. Lift them up. Warrior one, bend through the front knee. And then choose how you want to come back to mountain pose. You step up or you go through warrior three once again. For warrior three, tilt your torso forward. Lift through the back leg. Flex through the back foot. And when you're ready, back foot meets front foot. You did it. You guys are rock stars. Well done. I love it. Bessie's just in balance mode. I love it. You're amazing. All right, so we're gonna come down to the ground, wind things down. You guys are amazing. Do some extra stretches, balance things out. So starting at the top of your mat here, you have the opportunity to do one more vinyasa, or you can step straight back to down dog and then come down to your knees. So I'm gonna take you through the vinyasa version. Inhale, up, mountain pose, look up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips. Let that joy spill from your heart as you bow down, sharing it outward with everyone. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to high plank for your vinyasa, or maybe downward dog if not vinyasa. Come forward for vinyasa. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, pull your heart forward, your shoulder blades together. Exhale, downward facing dog. You did it. Take a nice big belly breath in here from down dog. Fill your belly, your chest, your sternum. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Let something go that you no longer need. And then bring your knees down to the mat. You did it. Shift to your hip of choice. Bring your legs around and send them out long in front of you. Now here we'll start, you want to find an even grounding of your sit bones into the earth. So you might need to move the flesh away. Find that spot where you're real comfy, real settled. Flex through your feet, send them out long. A little bend is just fine. Again, we got really deep into our hamstrings, so you might be good to go, but listen to your body. Flex through your feet either way. Inhale, rise up, arms high, straighten through your spine. Exhale, one more time, hinge from your hips. Drape your chest over. Find somewhere. Maybe it's your shins, maybe it's your ankles. Maybe you squeeze into your big toe and stimulate your pituitary gland. You're looking for a nice hinge at the hips, fold over. You've been doing it all day. You know how to do it. Sending your heels, it's almost like you're pulling your heels to send the energy up straight into your hips to find that fold. And just notice as you breathe, each inhale is your opportunity to grow a little bit longer through your spine. Each exhale is an opportunity to move a little closer to your thighs. Maybe you don't even see it happening, you just feel it. It's so subtle, it's so pronounced. And you're looking for your edge. So your edge is that place of deep stretch, but not ouch. If ouch is coming into the picture, if you're feeling pain, that's your body asking you to back up and back out just a little bit. And then breathe into your edge. Use that prana, that fresh oxygen-rich blood to go to the places it needs to go. Beautiful. And then use your hands to walk up your legs, press down through your sit bones, use your abs and your arms to help gently guide you back up to seated. You did it, and shake your legs out. Beautiful job. We'll do one more wide leg while we're still seated. So remember at the beginning we did Supta Baddha Konasana where we had our knees out. So just bring the soles of your feet together. We're gonna do it from a seated position. Soles of your feet together, knees out wide. It'll be a little less intense if your feet are a little further away from your groin, so you figure it out, but they don't need to touch the ground by any means. And then lift up through your spine, bring your hands down to your feet, bring your thumbs to the inner arches of your foot. And then use this opportunity down here to give your feet a little massage. Just press your thumb into the arches of your feet. Give them a little roll. Real quick, little love. And then use your thumbs to maybe open the soles of your feet away from each other as you bring your chest forward slightly. Feel a little inner groin stretch. One last one. Guy only moved like an inch forward, but I'm still feeling that opening through the thighs. Beautiful, rise back up, bring your hands to the outside of your knees and close your legs like you're closing a book. Spin around to the long edge of your mat if you haven't already and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Come down lying on your back. Let your head rest down. We're gonna do one bridge to do a little heart opener. So walk your heels in. If you're in the mood for something restorative and you have a cushion or a block nearby, you are welcome to go that route. Walk your heels into your bum as close as they'll go. Restorative option here. Shove a pillow underneath your tailbone and then just rest easy here. So that's your restorative option, the more active version of bridge. No block required or cushion. If your heels have been walked next to your hips, bring your hands palms facing down next to your hips and press them into the mat. Press your heels into the mat, hands into the mat. Tuck your pelvis and start to lift it up as you press down through your heels, igniting up your strong hamstrings. Lift your hips up. And maybe you interlace your fingers below and rotate your shoulders underneath. If you're unsure of this pose, please look at me doing it before you go up yourself to protect your neck. Once you go up, you should not roll your head side to side. And then once you're up, keep drawing your heels isometrically back towards your hands. Send your tailbone out away from you towards your knees. Keep flexing through your hamstrings. Keep bringing your thighs toward your knees, toward one another. Keep pressing up through your hips. Breathe in here. And then gently exhale, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Your tailbone will be the last thing to arrive on the mat. And then draw your knees together, walk your feet out to the wide edges of your mat. Bring your hands, one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart once again. And take a few breaths here. Allowing that connection back to your breath, that connection back to you. And then flutter your eyes back open if they were closed. Walk your feet back in hips width, knees apart. Draw your right knee into your chest. Give it a little hug, a little squeeze. And then draw it across your body. Find a little supine twist. The left leg, the lower leg could be also bent. It could be out long. Feel what feels good for you today. I'm liking this double cross. Maybe you extend your right arm out behind you. Maybe you look behind you to the right, if that's available to you. And start to focus your breath awareness to longer and deeper breathing, especially your exhales. Try to focus on making your exhales a little longer than your inhales. That's going to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and reset system. And then gently bring yourself back to center, roll back in. Find your neutral spine. Things may have shifted during that twist, so come back to even spine, even hips on the mat. And then draw your left knee in, give it a little hug, a little squeeze. Thank it for all it does for you every day. And then gently bring it over to the other side. Find that twist. Maybe you look out behind you to the left this time. Bringing your awareness and your attention to the concept of rest, of relax, melting down, surrender. Beautiful job. Gently come back to center. Even out your spine one last time. And drop both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side or a little spine massage here really quick. Make sure everything's feeling groovy. And then go into ball pose. Give a nice deep hug to your knees and to your chest. Tuck your nose into your chest. And hug and squeeze everything. Thank your whole body for all it does for you every day. It's so wonderful. And thank yourself for coming to yoga today, for giving yourself 60 minutes just for you. You are so worth it. And with that, my friends, hug everything in, squeeze everything. Your eyes, your ears, your toes, your fingers, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then release, let it all go. Come out, Shavasana, your final resting pose. Bring your legs out long. You can separate your feet. You can take up extra space if you want. You can have your arms out a little wider. That might help your shoulders rest easier on the mat. Option to bring your hands resting up for openness, and down if you want more grounding. You can also bring your hands one to your belly, one to your chest. Letting your thoughts drift by like a little boat on the sea. A few precious minutes of rest in Shavasana. And starting to bring your awareness back to the room, back to the space. Start to lengthen your inhales and your exhales. Maybe you wiggle your fingers and your toes, awakening back into magical, wonderful you, back into your body. And then in the most gentle way, taking all the time you need, slightly bend your knees, press yourself up to a seated position, something comfortable. Option to keep your eyes closed as you come back up, embracing that wonderful post-yoga glow feeling. And bring your hands to heart center. And take one more moment, connecting in with you. Coming back to that yoga, the union, not only with your yoga community, but with you within, and with everything out and around, all one, all united. And with that, my friends, it is always my goal to leave you a little better than I found you. I hope that happened for you today. The teacher in me honors and thanks the teacher in you, and I wish you a blessed and beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you, my friends.